So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the fight which is taking place this weekend. Again, potentially the biggest fight in August, I would probably say, and that sees Moses Itauma take on the veteran Dillian Whyte. Now this fight is set to take place in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be the main fight on the card, obviously the headlining act, and it's going to be live streamed on the Zone. Now the bill itself, there's some good fights on there and some good fighters which most of you guys should know. There's people on there such as Nick Ball, he's taking on Sam Goodman as well. Sam Goodman a few fights back was meant to fight the notorious one Inoue, but that for some reason that fight was pulled. Obviously they never got into the ring, but now he takes on Nick Ball, who is a ferocious fighter. Nick Ball will be defending his belt, so hopefully he could remain a champion, and let's see where he pretty much goes on from here. But yeah, it's surely going to be probably the most entertaining fight on the night, to be fair, in my eyes. I see this potentially being fight of the night in terms of clash of styles, entertainment, toe-to-toe action. But again, some other decent fights on the card, so it's very subjective and it depends on what people like. As I said, I've said in many videos in the past, obviously I prefer the heavier weights, but some of these lighter weight fighters are just as good. They just don't get as many knockouts, but he is a big knockout artist himself. Raymond Ford is on the bill as well. He's taking on Abraham Nova. Never heard of this guy. I know who Raymond Ford is. So hopefully maybe he could potentially put in a good performance as well. You've got a few other little fights on there as well, and also the co-main event, I believe, between Filip Hrgović and David Adelaide. Now this is a very intriguing fight for me because I'm still unsure of why they're fighting, but I will probably do a video in regards to that fight and get it out before Saturday night, so I'll give you my thoughts in regards to that. But the pair are meeting for the first time, and I believe it's the co-main event as well. Two big heavyweights, and you never know, the winner maybe will probably take on the winner of the main event card, Moses Itauma and Dillian Whyte. Now the pair Moses Itauma, and Dillian Whyte, this is pretty much being billed as the future and the potentially the has-been, I should say. Both fighters are at two different spectrums in terms of their career. Moses Itauma's on the up, and Dillian Whyte's pretty much stalemate / on the way down. Moses Itauma, for those that don't really know who he is 20 years of age, currently got a record of 12 wins, no losses, no draws. 10 of his 12 wins have come by KO. So he's a big puncher, 83.3% according to BoxRec, and he started his career a couple of years ago in 2023. He fights and resides out of the UK, and he's 6'4.5" according to BoxRec, with a 79-inch reach. Now, Itauma hadn't really fought many names of caliber until his latter couple fights, and which is normal at this stage. So don't, you know what I mean, I don't want to write off the people that he's beat, because it's quite normal for most boxers. Most boxers would fight people that are journeymen and people that are probably on the fringes sort of thing, who he will be expected to have beat. But all this changed when he took on a Mariusz Wach in 2024. Mariusz Wach was touted as potentially a fighter that should give Moses Itauma rounds. It wasn't the case. He got his ass knocked out in 2 rounds. Then they stepped him up again to Dempsey McKean, and I thought this was a massive step up, because Dempsey McKean, a couple of fights prior, went pretty much toe-to-toe and life and death with Filip Hrgović, who is on the bill in this card. He went 12 rounds before getting knocked. but Moses Itauma knocked him out, Dempsey McKean that is, in 1 round. Then they put him in there against Mike Balogun. Now, I saw Mike Balogun fight before. Probably shouldn't have been in there with someone like a Moses Itauma. They built it up to more than what it probably should have been, but in the end, Mike Balogun got knocked out in 2 rounds, and it was a severe, dangerous KO. So that's pretty much where we are to date in terms of Moses Itauma. In terms of Dillian Whyte is 37 years of age according to BoxRec, and his record currently is 31 wins with 3 losses on his record. Now, his 3 losses, of all 3 of them have been by KO, and 21 wins of his 31 have been by KO as well. So he has a KO percentage of 67.74. He started his career way back in 2011 and is known as the Body Snatcher. You heard that, the Body Snatcher, not the Baby Snatcher. That cracked me up, that did. He's 6'4" and a 78-inch reach according to BoxRec. Now, his place of birth was in Jamaica, but he fights and resides out of here in the UK in Brixton. Now, most people should know who Dillian Whyte is. He's been in there with the who's who's of boxing. But his latter couple of fights where he took on Christian Hammer and Ebenezer Tete, to me, he hadn't been in the ring for a couple of years or 18 months, give or take, prior to those 2 fights. But they were disappointing performances from a Dillian Whyte perspective. Now, both names shouldn't have really took him rounds. Like Christian Hammer probably should have tried to have got him out in round 1. Same with Ebenezer Tete in round 1. Both guys are not massive or big punchers or big names in the game. They are journeymen. They are what they are, basically. But Dillian Whyte struggled, and he didn't really look good beating them. And yes, you could probably say it's his first couple of fights back since such and such and such, but you have to look good against these type of fighters. But it is what it is, and this is pretty much where we're at. Obviously, he's took on now the rising pup of the boxing's heavyweight scene. Most people believe that Itauma is going to go on to be big things, potential world champion in the future. So let's wait and see. Obviously, Saturday night's going to be a big fight for him, and it's going to tell us a lot more. And I believe Dillian will catch him, but is he going to catch him quick enough before he gets caught himself? It'd be good to see how Itauma actually handles getting caught with a big shot. No one really wants to see that, but hopefully Dillian Whyte can maybe bring that out of him, or maybe Dillian Whyte could probably bring out the tough, rugged part of the game, and maybe test Itauma a little bit, because in terms of boxing skill, he's not really going to answer that much there for against Moses Itauma, because Moses Itauma's got far more boxing credibility and skill compared to Dillian Whyte, no disrespect. So his best shot is to try and go in there and manhandle him and stick it on him and make it tough and awkward for Moses Itauma and make him work for that victory. It is a 10-rounder, so let's wait and see. I'm certainly going to be watching this, and again the co-main event and potentially the Nick Ball fight as well. The fights prior to that probably won't really watch, to be honest, but those 3 certainly. But you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the 3 fights that I've mentioned? And in terms of the main event itself, who do you think wins? Do you think Dillian Whyte or Moses Itauma? And by what method? KO, points, stoppage? But as always, please like and subscribe, comment, bless.